Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at something quite bizarre to say the least. I don't really know exactly what's going on here. I'm not gonna lie to you, man, I've tried to read like 4 articles about this. I've been following along with the tweets. I've been trying to go through it and kind of get this all understood before I come to you guys with this video, and I just don't understand what's going on, man. I can't tell if this is like a legitimate situation where somebody is really going this far to try and do these things and they think this is the right thing to do, or if this is like some sort of like large-scale prank being played. I really don't know, man. I'm reading these articles and it seems pretty real. Like, it seems like this is something actually happening. Money is actually being invested through surgeries and stuff to make this happen, and I don't know if you guys know who this person is off the jump here, because this is somebody who, when I looked at their Twitter, they have 40.7 thousand followers. They have a Cameo page that's apparently quite popular. They're actually also verified over on Twitter. This is all coming from Oli London, who, from what I understand, is a British influencer of some kind that this is all kind of centering around here. But Ali recently has caused quite the storm over on Twitter with apparently multiple surgeries to make themselves look Korean, quote unquote, after coming out as transracial and claiming that they are actually Korean. So first I want to go through the tweets to kind of give you guys some of the direct context, then maybe kind of some, I guess, paraphrasing or whatever from an article, and then we'll kind of talk about this whole thing here and the reaction that it's kind of built up, because obviously this is something that we aren't really used to seeing, right? This isn't something that we've kind of really seen happen to this scale, at least that I can remember. I've never seen anyone pull this kind of stunt, or even if this is real, even come through and do something like this and take it to the extremes that we're seeing. So, my transition story and how I became Korean. There's a little clip attached to this whole thing. As you can see by this ratio that's being put on this tweet, people are not really kind of agreeing with this one. People are saying that this is actually harmful to things like being transgender and things like that. And then there's people on the other side that are using this as like a pawn, I guess, but please add transracial to the LGBTQI plus flag. I know that there are millions of underrepresented transracial people in the world, and I want to elevate their voices and help them live their truth and be themselves. So I guess being transracial is like, for instance, I guess if you were born like, I don't know, Native American, right? And you decided tomorrow that you're white or something, right? I guess that's kind of what's going on, right? But this is, I believe, a white person who is transracial, quote unquote, and is going to try to be Korean. That's what they're transitioning to or whatever. In the aftermath of announcing earlier this month that they identify as Korean, a British non-binary person is receiving backlash for undergoing numerous, quote, transitional surgeries to appear Korean. Oli London, a singer and Instagram influencer, has reportedly paid more than $150,000 for plastic surgery to look like K-pop band member Park Ji-min. On June 18th, London revealed that they, quote, identify as Korean and would go by the neo-pronouns Kor-ian and Ji-min, in addition to the pronouns they, them. According to the Daily Mail, London has undergone numerous surgeries since 2013, including multiple nose jobs, an eye-altering surgery called blepharoplasty, a chin bone contouring, as well as skin whitening, quote, to help my skin look more Korean. I've been having surgery since 2013 when I decided I wanted to look like Park Ji-min from the Korean boy band BTS, traveling all over the world to Korea, to Poland, to China to get it done, said London. They posted an LGBT rainbow-themed South Korean flag, quote, this is my new official flag for being a non-binary person who identifies as Korean. Thank you for the overwhelming support. It was so hard for me to come out as them, they, Kor-ian. After receiving backlash over the post and their actions, London wrote, quote, so sad how many comments are being homophobic and non-binary phobic. This is actually the official LGBTQI plus flag of South Korea. Google it. Anyone who puts a negative comment is anti-LGBT and anti-equality. So sad that in 2021 people will judge others on how they identify. On Friday, London continued to address the backlash, writing on Twitter, quote, if you can be transsexual, you can also be transracial. Why are there such double standards and hypocrisy with people criticizing me for being Korean? It's the same as someone who is born in the wrong body and wants to become a man or a woman. I was actually born in the wrong body. They even called on conservative personalities Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity, both of Fox News, to defend them from the, quote, trolls and woke bullies. London has also addressed their reveal in 2 YouTube videos slamming, quote, woke people and urging others not to address them as British anymore but as Korean. Quote, I've been very trapped in my body for so long. I identify with the Korean culture. I lived in Korea. I speak the language. I have the Korean look now. I look completely Korean. If you didn't know who I was, you would think that I was just a Korean person. Not a man or a woman, just a person, said London in a video posted on June 26th. London addressed the controversy again on Thursday, posting on Instagram, I just want to set the record straight. It's Pride Month, and I've always struggled with identity issues and been confused about who I am as a person. I took the difficult and brave decision to come out as non-binary and Korean to help millions of other LGBTQI+ young people around the world, K-pop fans, and the Korean people feel confident enough to be able to feel no fear to be able to express themselves and how they identify. Alright, so as you can see, man, I don't know necessarily, like, what to think about this, right? Because it's like my gut is really split on whether or not I'm getting fucking trolled right now, okay? Part of me wants to believe that someone legitimately would believe this, and they would actually put this much money into these surgeries to try and do something like this because they genuinely believe it. I mean, we've seen people do absolutely berserk things before. And you saw the comparisons being made to being like, you know, transgender and whatnot. Like, I don't know, out of all of this, I really just don't know if this is something that somebody is actually doing just because they believe it or if it's like just some sort of joke or whatever. Now, conservatives have actually come to defend Oli London for this one, and they're actually kind of doing this in a way that I figure would be kind of predictable. Obviously, there's been a lot of arguments about, like, you know, transgenders and things like that over the last few years. People like Ben Shapiro, Paul Joseph Watson, InfoWars have all come forward to defend Oli in some way. And it seems like they're kind of using this in a way to, like, indirectly criticize, like, the transgender movements, basically making the point that if, you know, somebody can transition from, like, male to female or vice versa, whatever, right? You can change your sex. You can get these surgeries to change the appearance of your sex. You know, you can take hormone blockers or whatever, right, to reduce the amount of whichever gender's hormones or whatever that you're producing, then why couldn't somebody, I guess, you know, get these sort of different transitional quote-unquote surgeries to change races or other details about yourself? And honestly, I think that's exactly what Oli London wanted, you know, calling out people like Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson to kind of come to their defense. Obviously, it seems that that kind of company/opinion would be welcomed by them. Surprisingly negative reception, though, from the general public, I will say. Most of the people who have seen this have called this out for being, once again, damaging to the transgender movement and, I guess, realistically, the entire LGBT movement. It's kind of creating a pretty big divide. Obviously, a lot of people are agreeing with it for the sake of, you know, making different arguments or actually agreeing with it. I'm not sure how many people that really is. And then, of course, there's people who really are not a fan of this all kind of happening. Honestly, I'm going to leave this one up to you guys. I mean, this one, to me, it really just seems like some sort of troll here. Because, like, we've never really heard or seen this on a grand scale, right? Like, I feel like maybe the occasional Twitter post that kind of came across as a troll would pop up, but these articles are claiming like $150,000 in surgery has been done, so I guess we'll really see in the long run what's going on here. I don't know, what do you guys think about it? Let me know down below, but until then, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below, and until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, being transracial and signing out.